Typical Tech. Typical Tech.
It's a touchdown, Red Raiders.
Fantastic.
Lubbock and leave it.
And they hail from Lubbock, Texas.
That's pure Texas Tech. Hello and welcome to another episode of Typical Tech. I'm your host, Robert Giovanetti. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks to JFerg Pros, a proud partner of Texas Tech Athletics. When it comes to roofing, construction, and plumbing, don't settle for anything but the best. Contact JFerg Pros, the best solution for your home or business. So we took a brief hiatus last week. A lot's going on in the country. We felt like probably deserved your attention more than an episode of Typical Tech, but we're back stronger than ever this week. We've got a current student athlete and a former student athlete on the program with us this week. It is a big week here at Texas Tech Athletics with football players returning for testing, health screening here this week, and then June 15th will be the first day they can be ready to go for voluntary workouts. So we'll hear from Eli Howard, get his thoughts on all of that. And a little bit later, we'll hear from Eric Gutierrez, maybe one of the most popular players in Texas Tech baseball history and a key member of the program, helping leading the program to 2 College World Series appearances in 14 and 16, and now a member of the Texas Tech baseball staff as a volunteer assistant coach. We'll have Good on a little bit later, but let's first be joined by Texas Tech defensive lineman Eli Howard. I know today we're recording this on Monday, a big week coming back to campus.
Absolutely, yeah. Like I said, thank you again for having me. And yeah, today is a really big day. You know, I think we're allowed like 10, maybe 12 guys that are on injury list to come in and, you know, select rehab in and stuff like that. So it's very exciting just to go to the facility and see everyone's faces again.
Did you spend most of this time away in San Angelo, or did you stay back here in Lubbock?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I spent a lot of my time up here, and you know, obviously on the weekends or whenever I had a little free time, I'd go back home. But I spent a lot of my time up here, mostly because I had, you know, a little bit of access to a gym to work out in, and also, you know, the field at the rec or the sand pits, whatever it may be, just to get some workouts in.
You know, how's it been for you and your teammates? Have you guys been able to stay connected during this?
Right. You know, thankfully, personally, I haven't been affected by the coronavirus and everything crazy going on. But I mean, social media has such a big influence. I mean, it really isn't to pick up the phone and call one of the teammates or something like that. But we all have group texts with each other and Snapchat groups. I mean, I know the D-line personally can't go a full 24 or full 48 without giving someone a hard time. So, yeah, we definitely all stay connected and make sure everyone's doing good.
For you, especially now coming into your last year, how important do you think that the spring was for you? How disappointing was it to have to cut it short?
Right. You know, I mean, as a senior year perspective, and, you know, instead of maybe thinking about yourself or, wow, you know, practice seems long and boring, you know, those reps are really crucial to some of the younger guys. The younger guys, you know, really comes back to help, you know, me, myself, and the team, the older cats. But I mean, because you never know who you have to rely on in the fall. You know, injuries happen, life happens. So it's really important for all the younger guys to get as many reps as they can, and those are the people I think are most hurt by not having the spring practices.
You know, for you, you've been here forever, right? You've been here a long time.
It seems like forever. Yes, sir. Yeah.
How much have you changed when you look back on young Eli Howard? How much have you changed over your time here?
Well, I suppose my hairstyle didn't change too much. I've pretty much – I know everyone has different hair and stuff like that. I guess I've been having long hair for a little too long now. But, gosh, it's hard to say because I came in, you know, even though I wasn't playing immediately because I had to come in and sit out for a few years before I was able to play. I definitely have changed a lot. I mean, anyone does throughout the process of college. I think you come in college very naive, maybe a little ignorant to how things work, whether it be off the field or on the field, you know, and stuff that comes with that. But, yeah, I mean, I definitely wouldn't trade the experiences I've learned because they've been so unique and so many great people throughout my time here at Tech that really poured their heart and souls into me. So, yeah, I definitely think I've changed a lot for the better. You know, I think I've matured a lot, and I think it's there for me in the future, and I'm very thankful for those experiences.
When you look back on the transition last year for Coach Wells and his staff, how do you feel like you personally handled it? Was it an easy transition for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a thing to do. I've been in a different program before, and obviously I transferred to Coach Kingsbury's program. So being in a different program, and that's what it is. It is a little weird, and it's hard for guys if Kingsbury's all they've known, and so many guys had a deep love and admiration for Kingsbury. So I will say that the transition was a little more difficult and a little more different for us, but I think me personally, I think I kind of handled it better because I have been in a different program, and I have had to make a change like that before. But I think Coach Wells made it as easy as he could have. He was very clear about his expectations for us and where he wanted to go with this, and was very opening of all the players there. So I think even though it was a difficult transition, I think experiences and Coach Wells made it a lot easier.
You started at North Texas. But you grew up just down the road in San Angelo. Were you a Tech fan growing up? Who'd you follow? Who was your college team when you grew up?
Off the Zoom, unfortunately, but I was actually a University of Texas fan. My mom and my uncle both got their degrees there, as well as my grandfather. But so I'm not gonna lie, I grew up a UT fan.
Hey, I've got a daughter that's got a degree, getting a degree from there, so I can't be too upset.
That's fantastic. Yeah, that's fantastic. It did only take one game at Darrell K Memorial for me to start changing my mind, but definitely not so much a UT fan anymore after I played a few games against them.
So when you decided to what was it that tripped you up to come? Hey, I'm gonna come here to transfer to Texas Tech.
Right. Well, I mean, there's a number of things. I really felt, honestly, that I was under-recruited. I had about 7 offers out of high school, mostly small offers. My biggest offers being SMU and North Texas. But SMU actually pulled my offer during a coaching change. That's a whole other story. That was rather stressful. But, yeah, I ended up at North Texas. We won one game. The whole coaching staff got fired after a game. It was a very, very surreal moment. Like it was kind of weird for me as a freshman who was just redshirted and kind of still trying to figure everything out. I'm like, dude, the coaching staff just got fired. And I do remember thinking to myself that I wanted to play bigger football. I wanted to test myself, even though I was redshirted. I had the opportunity to play as a true freshman at North Texas. Just briefly, we kind of talked about it, but I was very dead set on redshirting. And also some stuff was going on back home that really required my assistance a little bit more from my family and from to help my family out and stuff like that. So I really think it was kind of God's timing between my aspiration in football, being closer to home for the family stuff, and it just so happened that my D-line coach from the staff that got fired at North Texas ended up here at Tech. So it definitely just seemed kind of like God telling me to come home almost. And I mean, it's been probably the best decision I made in my life to this point.
And it seems like you've got a really close relationship with your family. I've got to meet your mom at an event in San Angelo. And so is that something you draw strength of?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, sir. I mean, for the first half of my childhood, for sure, it was just mostly my mom and my little brother and I. My mom was a single mother till I was about 10 or 11, and I met my stepfather, and that's when they got married, and he's been a tremendous impact on my life as well. But yeah, I'm very, very close with my family, specifically my mother and my brother, and I'm just so thankful for them. I mean, they're truly my support system, my rock. So
in what personal financial management,
yes, sir.
Has that been an easy transition doing this all online? How's that been for you?
Honestly, for me online, the teachers didn't have, they had very, complex, very information-filled tests. So with all this, craziness going on, unfortunately, us being moved online, they actually got rid of the tests. So that was good, but just gave us more so busy work and assignments, and that's fine. I'd rather do that than a study for a very difficult, long test, But, yeah, I definitely think it was different, and but I think it was handled so well amongst the entire university. I mean, I don't know of anyone too difficult problems finishing up their classes, and I think the credit, no credit. Uh, I think that just made it all the easier on the students and really gave them peace of mind.
During this time away too, we saw two of your teammates, Jordan Brooks, Broderick Washington, get drafted in the NFL draft. How excited were you for those two guys?
Well, what side of the ball do they play on? Everyone says that we don't. Yeah, everyone says we don't play defense in the Big 12 and at Tech, nonetheless. But then we have a guy get drafted first round on defense. So I think that was. I mean, there's no speech that Coach Wells or any staff member could have made that made a bigger impact on the players than that. Realistically, Coach Wells is telling guys, we're going to flip it, and I think we truly believe that. But I mean, what greater example of that than Jordan Brooks and Broderick Washington? I mean, I've been around a lot of guys deserve the utmost respect and honor, and definitely want to flip this program around for them. For
does
guys
that make
like
Eli Howard say, "Hey, I'm looking forward to next April"? Or there's a chance I can hear my name?
Oh man, it jacks me up. I don't. I mean, at the end of the day, it just depends what you put on tape your senior year. But I mean, it is an incredible opportunity, not just for me, but tons of guys have. And like I said, it's just so exciting to see that guys, we've worked with for so long, and guys who are so deserving. If you look at their background, stuff they've been through, I mean, it's just incredible to see all the labor and everything go to fruition. So exciting. Like I said, it's so motivating for so many guys who've played a lot and have great opportunities and maybe had a little doubt about them just getting a fair chance at the next level. So I think it's definitely exciting and just promising for the program.
And let's be
overall.
optimistic. Let's say September 5th, we're going to start as planned.
Yes, sir.
Are they going to be able to keep you tabbed down? I mean, how anxious are you going to be out there on September 5th?
Man, I'm telling you, I could play right now if they wanted to line it up. I mean, like I said, I'm just very happy. I think we got a great thing going on with the team right now. I know it's hard to actually say everything just because everything's based off, text and he said, she said, but it seems like everyone's handled this quarantine really well. Our mindset is really win the quarantine. I mean, in my message to the D-line guys specifically or anyone I've talked to, I mean, if this is what you want to be, if you want to be a professional, I mean, this is the time period and the time management skills you have to work on to be a professional. I mean, you have your whole day to yourself and you got to start laying out your schedule and really start laying out what you want to do if this is you want to make your livelihood off of. But yeah, I know myself and everyone else is all very excited, obviously, about the season. I do think America will have its football.
I hope you're right. Was it hard for you to stay motivated yourself up and say, "Hey, I got to get these things done"?
For me, honestly, no. I'd be lying if I said I'm a rather motivated person, but I mean, I can't really sit on the couch and watch TV for 4 hours and then be like, yeah, I'm doing something today, So I don't know. I can be a pretty, you can ask my girlfriend or my family. I can be pretty lazy now, but I mean, it only lasts for a run in or a workout in or something.
Well, I'm glad you're back.
Yeah.
Glad you're going to get back on campus. Get everybody else back. Let's play
Yes,
football.
sir.
Let's play football this summer. How about that?
Absolutely. About that, they are going through all the proper precautions. I mean, we got to go through a survey just before we even get there, whether it be rehab or whatever. So I think we're going about this a safe way, and we're just excited to get back.
Yeah, I had to take that survey this morning before I could come up here. I had to fill out a paperwork and I got an email saying, "Come on up." So I was good. Right.
Well, perfect. Yeah. I mean, like I said, they're doing it the right way. I know it's got to be very safe and very detailed. Excuse me, but we're definitely going about the right way.
All right, Eli, we're proud of you. Look forward to seeing you here on campus. And again, let's play some football.
Awesome. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Jayford Roofing Pros.
knowing that your communities have turned to J. Ferg Roofing Pros to roof your schools, churches, and hospitals. You'll find comfort at home living under a J. Ferg roof. If you want a quality roof from a local company who will be here after the storm chasers are gone, call J. Ferg Roofing Pros today. Don't just get a roof. Choose a J. Ferg roof.
The best solution for your business or your home. J-Ferg Roofing Pros.
Okay, we're now happy to be joined by Texas Tech volunteer assistant coach, possibly the most popular player ever in Texas Tech history, Eric Gutierrez. Thanks for joining us. What's going on with you right now?
No problem. Not much right now. I think I need to go cut the lawn, take care of the yard, and get some stuff going around the house.
So you're recently married, right? So does your wife have like a list of things for you to get done, and you get those done for her?
Well, I try to do it before I get told. Try to. Yeah.
Hey, there's been a lot of talk on social media over the last couple of days. Hey, this was the 6-year anniversary of the win in Coral Gables, winning that regional, and how that kind of was the springboard for the program. And it's hard for you to believe it at times. You were a sophomore that year, right?
I was.
Won that regional. That's a long time ago, 6 years.
Yes. I just saw a video or a picture of it on Twitter, I think, and it's just good memories. It just makes you go through like some of the games that meant a lot that year.
Do you remember it all? You remember a time that season when you thought, hey, we're going to end up being pretty good? Because at the time, it was such a huge deal to even get a regional invite.
Yes. We had a bunch of dudes Sadberry, left-hander, and Johnny Drozd, and small guy, big heart, though, Cameron Smith, which he was really important in that role. And, Adam Kirsch that year, I think it was Adam Kirsch, Stephen Smith's freshman year, Tyler Nasloni, all those guys, Proutfoot, a bunch of guys, the whole lineup, the whole roster. From Devin Conley coming in and making that catch against
Charleston. Yeah.
Charleston. Every single guy played a role to get to the big stage in Omaha. So, yes, overall, it was awesome. As every game went by and we got deeper and deeper in the season, we were like, hey, we're pretty good and we got a chance. And we really believed that. And Talog made us believe that too. And, we really felt that.
When you had a big hit in that first game, right, against Columbia, when you guys, that very first game of the regional, am I remembering that correctly? Yes.
I think I was 0 for 4, and I went up there and I got 2 strikes on me, and I had a 7-pitch at bat, 7 to 10, and I was just trying to put the ball in play. Like, wherever it was, I was just trying to put it in play. Zach Davis went into pinch run, I think. He was at second base, and I got a good pitch. It was a fastball up, I think, a little bit up, chest high, and took a good swing, and it bounced off the wall, I think, something like that, scored the run, and we ended up winning that game.
Yeah, it was important because it put you in the winner's bracket, and you guys went on to beat Miami a couple times and come back to Lubbock to host the Super against College of Charleston, and the rest is history. One of the great memories of that, and you and I were talking about this before we started recording, was you had the little incident with Miami. And now thinking back at 6 years ago, in your memory, how did that whole thing go down?
Well, it's Miami, and it's a good school, with a lot of background and a lot of good players coming out from there. And we knew that, but in the back of our head, we were pretty confident going in there, and I feel pretty confident. And the game, it was a good game at the beginning, and the play developed. I think it was a soft roller to Tim Proutfoot. It took me towards the line a little bit, not all the way. And on my peripheral, I think I saw the guy moving into the first base line, towards the inside part. And I kind of crouched and took the hit, got the out, and then I got a little mad and I dropped the ball on him and just walked away. And then from there, it kind of just developed, you know. And by the way, the guy that I dropped the ball on, I heard he's a pretty good guy, you know, not like that, respects the game and everything. So I felt bad, but at the heat of the moment, you know, I wasn't thinking, and it just everything escalated like that.
Did you say anything to him when you dropped the ball on him?
I think I said, "Here you go." Yeah. So, yeah, on the heat of the moment, I didn't think, and it was just now it got us going. I think, you know, it got us going. But
their first base coach, he wasn't very happy about that.
no, he was not. He was not. I remember he grabbed me and shared some words, and 2 seconds. I think one of the coaches was there, and everything just escalated, and it was all over ESPN and social media and all over the place. Yeah,
it was intense. An attitude. Those were some intense games for you guys to win that series.
it was. You know, I think it fired everyone up. I really think so. You know, I don't know, but when you see that.
Where did you and J Bob watch the rest of that game? You got
we were on the bus.
right.
Yes.
Were you able to keep in touch with the game? Were you able to see it from there where you were?
We had the bus driver turned on ESPN, so we only saw the recaps because they ended up going to every park, you know, and so we ended up getting pieces of it. And then there's a rain delay, so we had to go in the next day and finish it. So we had to wait on the bus again. Yes, it was terrible, but yeah.
Would you ever thought when you came here, because you went back to Omaha in 16, that you'd get – I mean, I know you came here you wanted to play, but did you ever envision that this program would turn into what it's become?
Well, when I got recruited by Tadlock, I really believe in what he said and the message that he said. You know, he said we're going to have a chance, and it's going to be up to us guys. And he really believed in us, and we were going to win, you know. And the players that were coming in and all that stuff, I really believed in it. And the guys really believed in it, you know. And whenever we won on 14, it gave us a little bit of a taste, you know. And then we ended up losing 2 games in a row. We left, but we were really mad, honestly. We knew we had more in the tank, but oh well. And we came the next year, we ended up losing in the Big 12 tournament. We were out. But we had a good team, and then ended up 16, pretty much the same team. And we were confident. I mean, the confidence that was in 16, it was unbelievable, you know. Walking around in the dugout with all the guys and knowing, you know, very mature guys, and just knowing that day what we were going to do was pretty special, you know.
And I was trying to look here just to see East Carolina. I couldn't remember East Carolina. You guys beat East Carolina and kind of rolled them in that final game. And after losing the first game, but one of my great memories I have of you is you're able to reach base in your final at bat at home, and the crowd getting to recognize you because the game was out of hand at that time. And you think back on that, is that a pretty good memory for you?
Oh yeah. I get goosebumps. I have the picture of it. It's really nice, and giving the hat and standing ovation and getting my hand to my heart, and it was awesome. It was at the time, and when I see the picture, I get goosebumps.
Yeah, and you guys, at least when you got back that time, right? You beat Florida, so you finally our first win ever in the College World Series. You end up losing it to the eventual national champions, Coastal Carolina. But overall, and you got to have great memories from your 4 years here.
Oh yeah, lots of good memories. It was really nice sharing those with the guys.
So, what made you finally decide? All right, I'm going to stop. You gave baseball a shot, and I mean, you were such a great hitter, but what was the decision for you to go, all right, I'm done. I'm going to start looking at a different thing to do with my career?
Well, I think I could have kept playing, you know. I really believe I could have. It was just the it was just a bad situation, you know. I knew there with that organization, it was always well, you're just a short first baseman, you know. You're pretty good, but you're short. Okay, so what? Like, I'll prove you wrong. I'll prove you wrong. I'll prove you wrong. I'll prove you wrong. And then I got held back a lot, you know, and which I don't feel sorry for myself or anything like that. Never. And I did what I did, and I have no regrets. I worked really hard, and I just made that decision. I asked for my release for another team to pick me up, and it didn't happen. I didn't get the option of that. They just said either you stay or you leave, and I just ended up leaving and started my coaching career.
And how's that been for you on this staff and being a part of this group?
You know, it's been awesome. It's been an awesome ride, and I think watching Tad, watching Gardner, J. Bob, Coach Hayward, Joe Hughes, how they go about their business, all of them, just standing back and just eyeing them down, see what they do, what they don't do, you know. It's pretty cool, and you learn a lot just by watching, you know, and I've learned a lot.
How good was this year's team? How deep, how loaded was it?
I mean, you can't – it's baseball, you know. You can't really say. You can't really – I mean, I think we could have won the whole thing every year, though. That's every year for me. And I'm pretty sure that's every year for Gardner, for everybody. But it was a special team, you know. A lot of good guys, and guys were hungry. Hardworking guys, and it was a great team, just like the one in the past and the one in the past and the one in the past. But since all this thing happened, I've seen on Twitter, well, what if, and we could have done this, and we could have. We can't tell you what could have happened, you know. I'm going to tell you we could have won the whole deal. That's my answer.
Hey, who would have won that 16 team versus this team?
Oh, 16 team. I hope the guys don't hear me saying that. They'll probably get mad at me.
Hey, do they understand how good you were? Do you ever have to get in the cage and show them? I mean, do they realize what kind of player you were when you were here?
Yeah, no, I don't know. No, the guys are pretty cool. They ask questions, and I mean, they know. They've watched videos, and they ask all sorts of questions. Sometimes they want to compete a little bit in there, and I'll get in there. It's not the same, though. I mean, they do it every day now, and but yeah, it's fun.
Do you see any difference with the guys coming in now, the freshmen that come in now from young Eric Gutierrez? Do they seem any different? Do they seem to have the same kind of wide-eyed enthusiasm you had? What's different between freshmen now and when you started here?
So what's the question? Like freshmen, me, and
players ain't different, or they seem the same every year?
No, they are different. You know,
But how
they are definitely different. I mean, just in general, I think it's the generation also is different. You know, they play the game from how I played it, and how they play. Like, they have lots of fun. You know, I had fun, but they're out there and just like with this, like they wear the double T really good. You know, like they're confident. Like, this is us, and we're come here like to represent, and they just play really confident.
And
Swag, I guess.
They come here expecting to go to World Series, right? You came here and Tech had never been.
Yes, correct. And they know whoever comes in our field, like they know they're gonna have some fun, you know, and they're just competitors.
How you been killing the time during this time away?
Well, thinking about baseball and looking at just baseball videos, and the live Texas Tech baseball games, you know.
Yeah, those are fun.
Yes, I've been looking at that, and just I was at the gym not too long ago, and there's Japanese baseball. I think it's Japanese baseball.
It's Korean.
Korean. Yes, Korean. And it's pretty cool, you know. It's the same sport, but it's a little different. But it's fun to watch.
And you like all sports. Are you missing it a lot?
I do. Yes. Football. I like football. Basketball. I like college basketball. NBA, not so much. I didn't grow up playing basketball. I like football a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. College basketball, it's intense.
You played football in high school?
7th grade. But my dad never let me. It was like, here you go, give it a try, and see you later. Like, you're not playing anymore.
Well, I think they probably all realized pretty early on what you were good at, right?
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't keep playing.
Put a bat in this guy's hand. Let him do what he does. Yeah. So, all right, man, get out and mow that grass.
All right, we'll do.
Yep. All right, man.
I'll see
Thank
you.
you. Appreciate it.
No problem. Yep.
So thanks again to Eric Gutierrez and Eli Howard, 2 great Red Raiders, one a current player, one a former player. If those guys don't represent Typical Tech, I don't know what does. Like, subscribe, give us 5-star rating on the Texas Tech Athletics podcast channel. We've got Scarlet and Black with Hacks. We've got some former games out there, all kinds of different things for you to listen to. Take up your time during some downtimes on the Texas Tech Athletics podcast channel. So please get out there and like and subscribe to the podcast channel. We'll keep bringing you great content as it becomes available. Before we leave, I want to talk about something that happened a few days ago, last week, but we had the SpaceX mission that launched into space. First time in 9 years that that's happened on American soil. How about Ginger Carrick? She's a Texas Tech graduate. She is on the Board of Regents. She's responsible for the safety training of the crew and the flight control team. She was an integral part of that historic flight launched last week. Ginger Carrick is a great Red Raider, and if that is not an example of not only from here it's possible, but Typical Tech, Ginger Carrick is that. Thanks so much for paying attention and joining us this week. We'll talk to you again next week. For Typical Tech, I'm Robert Giovanetti. We'll talk to you then. It's Typical Tech. Typical Tech.
It's a touchdown, Red Raiders.
Fantastic.
Lubbock and leave it. And they hail from Lubbock, Texas.
That's pure Texas Tech.